Ladies and gentlemen, virtual monster truck fans from all over the world, welcome to the Roblox Monster Jam Association Kickoff Show. I'm Brandon Adam, tour official for RMJA, here with my co-host for the show, Rogelio Hernandez, as we go over all the series lineups, schedules, and more general information as we introduce to you all this very new Monster Jam Replica League.
And as Brandon said, this is in fact a replica league. 48 trucks integrated into 2 stadium series and 3 arena series, all battling it out for the 24 spots that are available for the World Finals at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Here we are at the RMJA headquarters here in Anaheim, California, where we are here to bring you the latest news we have for this upcoming season of RMJA. And why don't we kick it off with the first series lineup, Stadium Championship Series Yellow. Brandon, why don't you take it away?
Yes, my pleasure, Rogelio. As you take a look at this very good lineup here, a lot of talented drivers here in Stadium Championship Series Yellow. We have Tristan Livdahl inside in that black and green Wrecking Machine Gravedigger representing its 40th anniversary. We have Dimitri Rosales inside of Zombie. Chris Pervaleric is a longtime veteran here of the sport. He's going to be in Monster Mutt. Armando Barbosa, one of the fan favorites here, he's going to be inside of Son of a Digger. Jaden Green, a super talented driver inside of Bakugan Dragonoid. And Nico Velasquez piloting Soldier Fortune.
Here on the bottom row, we have the first of the 4 Team Scream trucks, Megalodon, driven by Victor Hernandez, followed by Oliver Lack, El Toro Loco, then myself in Avenger, Brady Bauer, Axe, Garrett in Vendetta, and Keith Powell, Jurassic Tech, who has been away for a while and is back, has a World Finals Championship under his belt in NMJ with the Freestyle Championship, hopefully looking for another one here in RMJA. So, before we head over to the stops we have on the series, Brandon, why don't we go ahead and make our predictions right now?
Yeah, let's do it right here. And honestly, I gotta say, taking a look at this stacked lineup, my prediction here is going to be Jaden Green inside of Bakugan Dragonoid coming out with the Series Points Championship here inside of Stadium Series Yellow. And that's because, Jaden Green, as of late, especially in leagues such as Rotor Madness, I mean, the guy has been performing insanely well, just really getting at the top of that level and being able to fend off all these other really competitive drivers. So you know what? I think Jaden Green has a lot of momentum coming into this tour here, and I think he's going to come away with a series win. How about you, Rogelio?
You know what? Looking at this lineup, it's incredible to see how many talented drivers we have on the series, going with Chris, Demi, Armando, just to name a few, right there in front of your eyes. But as much as I want to agree with you on the Jaden Green pick, I think the obvious answer here is going to be Tristan Livdahl and Gravedigger. I mean, there's going to be a rivalry, between Jade and Tristan, whatever. But Tristan, I mean, he's been on fire as of late, and I just think he pulls it off over Jaden, Demi, Chris, all those drivers. And fans, now we transition over to our first Arena Series, Arena Championship Series West. And oh my, Brandon, is this quite a lineup.
Yeah, this is certainly a lineup here. As we see, representing the black and green Wrecking Machine on this tour is going to be Nico Bong Bong inside a Gravedigger. Right beside him, Miles Anusaya in Earthshaker, that beautiful yellow dump truck he's going to be piloting throughout the season. David B is going to be piloting Megalodon, and Jordan L going to be inside of Scooby-Doo for this season.
And then on the bottom row, representing Rockwell Nation, it's JJ Bennett, Rockwell Red, followed by Derek Alfredo, Jurassic Attack, Logan Bonner in Nitro Menace. I can only say it that way because if I said that last name any other way, this stream would get demonetized. And last but not least, Miles Jones in Jailbird. And Brandon, with this lineup, I can't say I've seen most of these drivers compete. So if I had to give a fair prediction, even though it's not really fair because I really can't judge these drivers based off, just driver cards and names and trucks, I'd probably have to go with the person that just recently picked up another series win and another tour of RMTL, JJ Bennett and Rockwell Red.
That's a fair prediction. It's definitely a huge accomplishment being able to dominate a series or get the win in a series here in other leagues. So, JJ Bennett's a really solid prediction here, but personally, we have a lot of, pretty solid drivers here. Again, a lot of them really new to me, but I feel like just off of consistency and what this driver could do, I feel like he could really walk away with the series win. Nico Bong Bong in Gravedigger, I think he's going to get the series win here and get that automatic bid into the World Finals. Fans, let's transition over to the second of 3 arena tours here in this season. Arena Championship Series Central, and I gotta say, this is probably the most stacked tour in terms of competition, in terms of, how well these drivers are just paired up against each other. Going to see a lot of back and forth action across this tour, I can tell you that. As we see, Jonathan Zimmerman will be piloting Gravedigger, that beautiful black and green wrecking machine. Trent Fung will be piloting Soldier Fortune Black Ops throughout the season. Kyle L will be inside of El Toro Loco, and Steven Gibson will be piloting Maximum Destruction.
Not to mention you have the menace himself, Trevor Michaelesco on Wildside, followed by Skylar Gregory, Terminal Velocity. And you want to talk about veterans, this is the longtime veteran known as Trent Shaw and Raminator, followed by Jaden T, his teammate in Ramunition.
So when we talk about predictions here, it is honestly really hard to make a concrete prediction here for this tour. Again, considering the talent that we have in this lineup, we have guys like Skylar Gregory, a really talented freestyler, especially if you've seen him in Rotor Madness. Guys like Trevor Michaelesco, although he might not be the most consistent driver on the circuit, the guy can put up insanely huge numbers when he wants to. But I gotta say, I think the winner coming out, again, just on sheer consistency and considering all of the 4 different disciplines that we have here on this tour, racing, two-wheel skills, donuts, and freestyle, I think the win is going to go to Steven Gibson inside of that beautiful Maximum Destruction machine. He's going to be walking out with the points title in Arena Championship Series Central. Rogelio, your thoughts?
Like you said, you look at this lineup, you see so many familiar names, starting with Jonathan Zimmerman, Trent Fung, Trevor Michaelesco himself. But, not many of you know who Kyle L is by the real name, more famously known as Lincoln ZZ. I'm going to have to say Kyle takes this series, but don't count on people like Trent Shaw or Skylar Gregory either. Now we take it over to our last arena lineup. It's the Arena Championship Series East, and Brandon, take it away.
As we see here inside of the black and green wrecking machine here in Gravedigger, we're going to have Tristan Ortiz. Right next to him here, Nick Rylander inside of that fire-breathing dragon. Leroy Jenkins going to be piloting Whiplash, and we're going to have Hayden Houts inside of El Toro Loco.
Following Hayden, we have Drew Couperas, Stone Crusher, with his teammate Juan Hernandez and Hooked alongside. And then Mario Ortega, Bad News Travels Fast, along with Saul Martinez and Devastator. If I really had to make a prediction here, out of all these drivers, this is a pretty good series, guys. But it comes down to one thing, and that's driver skill. And I cannot lie to y'all, as much as most people do not like this guy, he just has the skill that not many other drivers have, and that's Hayden Houts, El Toro Loco. That's my pick to win this series.
Yeah, again, that's a really strong pick here. I don't really disagree. Hayden Houts is a really strong competitor, especially if you've seen him in later leagues like Rotor Madness. That's one that, I've been able to, that's where I've been able to see a lot of his talent, especially from last season of Rotor. Then you also have guys like Mario Ortega, a guy that has a lot of hidden talent inside of him. I think he's going to be able to show that out here throughout this arena tour. But my honest prediction here for Arena Championship Series East, I think Nick Rylander will be walking away with the points title inside of that fire-breathing dragon. If you've just seen how, of a strong racer and a really solid freestyler that he's been all throughout as late, a really talented driver. And again, I think he's just going to maximize that all throughout these 8 weeks here in RMJA, and he's going to come out with a points win. Fans, what you're seeing on your screen right now is the final tour, the 5th of 5 tours here, Stadium Championship Series Red, and my goodness, what a stacked field that we have here. Without a doubt, the most talent that we have inside of a single lineup, and I'm going to take it over here and read it to you guys right now. First of all, I'm going to be inside a Gravedigger, so that's going to be fun throughout the season, piloting that black and green wrecking machine. But next to me, man, Max Halpert inside of Maximum Destruction, and this guy is a long-time running veteran, and he's got so much skill in pretty much any discipline that you put him in. Racing, skills, freestyle, you name it. Bill Jenninger, going to be inside of the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. A lot of great things to see out of him. Manny Garriga, just another really skilled driver here. He's going to be inside of El Toro Loco. Adrian Cooper, I mean, a guy that has been around for so long and he's got so much skill, so much talent within his driving ability. He's going to be inside of Blue Thunder. And coming over from Riggs of Rod's competition, we're going to see Blake Thompson inside of Lucas Oil Stabilizer. Going to be really fun to see him out there on the track.
Then we have Jake Keys, Saigon Shaker, Cole Blowbomb, and Jester with his teammate Kyron Chappelle and Kraken alongside him. Brandon Hale, Bad Company. And then a face I haven't seen for quite some time now, Joshua De Luna, and Overboard with his teammate, a veteran, to Roblox, Monster Jam, Adam Zollner, and Black Pearl. And you know, Brandon, for a fourth of the field to have mirror selfies as their driver card pick, none of them have my prediction to win this series. My prediction is going to go to Adam Zollner and Black Pearl, the veteran to the sport, who has been nothing but an absolute star when it comes to RMJA.
You know what? I mean, Adam Zollner is incredibly talented. I mean, you can't go wrong with choosing him, and I've been gifted to see him, run incredibly hard and incredibly fast in Rotor Madness. I mean, the guy is just unstoppable there. But, I mean, we have other guys like Max Halpert and Maximum Destruction. I mean, incredibly consistent, and you just cannot take away from his driving ability whatsoever. I mean, but honestly, if I have to give my prediction, I'm going with Adrian Cooper inside of Blue Thunder. I mean, if you want to talk about consistent, if you want to talk about a guy that could really run it hard but also keep his stuff together, this is the guy right here, man. I mean, Adrian Cooper, he's got so much years of competition under his belt, and I feel like he's really going to channel that here into this season of RMJA, and he's going to walk away with a very special points win.
With that being said, now that we've looked over every series and stops they have for those series, we now move over to what is RMJA World Finals 1 that's going to be held at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida, where for the first time ever, we won't be seeing a J-Hook styled type of racing track, but instead a new figure 8 over and under style. Along with that, there will be no showdown. It is just going to be straight up racing, two-wheel skills, high jump, and freestyle, where it would all take place in one day. So be on the lookout for that date as we will release it at a later time.
And now, fans, here at RMJA, we'll have a unique system that we'll use to compare the performances of our drivers and see how good they were against each other week in and week out of competition. We'll be having an official power ranking system. So in this case, at the end of every week of competition, tour officials here at RMJA will compose a ranking of the top 20 best drivers of who we believe have been the most competitive out of not only their respective series, but the entire roster of trucks and drivers. Well, fans, that's about it for this season's Roblox Monster Jam Association Kickoff. Stay tuned for updates regarding any possible changes, and of course, for more information upon the league. It's been my pleasure to be alongside Rogelio Hernandez to introduce you folks to what's to come in this all-new action-packed league. Until then, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you all on the track here this summer, coming to you from RMJA.